Now some people I wonder how the mother of the child whose life was taken could refuse to cooperate with law enforcement in investigating the death of her own child. Some have also questioned how could she just refuse to give law enforcement access to the phone. Well, for one, a part of her constitutional right, based on the right to privacy. And on top of that, it is also rumored that she's a part of one of the wealthiest families on the Jamaican island, as her surname is Issa. Now, some of our had thought that this would have just been another cold case, but law enforcement seemed to be actively investigating the case, even without the help or assistance of the mother. Now, the mother's story is that she was traveling along a main road when she slowed down to avoid a pothole in the road when she was ambushed and her son taken from the vehicle. Just her son. Her son's body was then recovered. But this was a youth not even in his early or late teens. Who would have orchestrated this just to get to a youth who never troubled nobody? An innocent youth. And these are the same questions law enforcement is asking themselves. Then on top of that, they must say the mother refuses to cooperate. And in the eyes of law enforcement, them already I wonder if the mother is an accomplice. Now them ask for the court for going on the phone. That was denied. Now them have new statements for both the mother of Gabriel King and also her legal counsel. They're also saying that they have been advised that anywhere the mother of Gabriel King is seen, she should and will be arrested based on directives that law enforcement has now been given. This was not so before. This is the first law enforcement in this case is saying anything about any arrest for the mother of the victim. And as simple as it might seem, this case is going to bring a whole heap of questions. We're going to have social impact. Remember, this case with the mother is basically about privacy, which is a major topic. She's saying that there are other things on her phone because that could only be the reason why she don't want to give law enforcement access to the phone if they must have to help the case. And she's supposed to want justice for her youth. And knowing how law enforcement works, they have probably not detailed the specific reason why they want access to her phone. They probably only tell her, say, it's going to help with the investigations. And she probably have reasons why she don't want, certain other information upon her phone for start to circulate. But based on actions, some are saying this is making her seem guilty. Guilty of what? Nobody knows. And now, with the police making this statement public, if people hearing this story didn't believe that the mother knows something more about what really took place, something she not really share with law enforcement. And even the story, slowing down for a patrol in the road, being ambushed, and then a youth was taken, only for his body to be recovered soon thereafter. Law enforcement themselves might have additional information why they have been continuously requesting access to this phone. And law enforcement now going to tell somebody who probably they believe is not a suspect, their attorneys, or even the public, why them believe what them believe. Now, they have never said Gabriel King's mother is a suspect. There has never been any talk of any arrest for the mother of Gabriel King. No. Law enforcement is saying they're going to arrest her. Talk to me in the comment section. Do you think that by protecting their privacy, having other things on our phone which you want become public information, has no murder appear guilty in the eyes of the public or in the eyes of law enforcement? Comment section. Now on to the other stories making headlines today. Now it seems as if the opposition and the opposition leader has finally found support from the nation after exposing the ruling government and the amount of tax collected in the previous fiscal year, and now exposing what is taking place with the new budget being put in place by the government. I'm going to hear what will contain the reasoning. Look and listen.
The government of Andrew Holness is going through a tough political period. Despite some policy successes, people are discontented with the government and with their lives. I speak of the misery index, the pain points in Jamaica. The Jamaican people having too many pain points to encounter. Too many to just get on with their lives. It is in that political environment that Mark Jefferson Golding, Marky G, stepped up to the plate yesterday.
I think he covered all the bases, He outlined the steps of a new direction that the country has to take. The path that we are on is not one which will uplift the lives of the majority of people. So he made very specific recommendations about what we need to do differently. So it was a criticism of where we are now, but with specific proposals as how we can build a Jamaica that will include all Jamaicans. Right now the path that we are on, it will grow a country, but only those at the top will benefit, and the majority at the bottom won't be uplifted. We are committed to policies that will lift up everybody.
We want man of integrity. We want somebody with integrity to lead with. We don't want nobody come flip-flop and promise we not longer give it. We need a strong leader.
It was a broad and general presentation, touching on a lot of areas, but I think it lacked substantive and meaty presentations of elements that people could hold on to as being achievable and something that really would represent a hope. What he spoke to was the critical of everything.
Absolutely wonderful. I felt very privileged to be listening to him for this very in-depth presentation, and I am very, very enthused to work with him. Time come.
The presentation was simply awesome. It went from the economic, social, cultural, creative. It spanned the whole gamut of Jamaican society. This man intends to remake Jamaica and remake it for Jamaicans. He's proven his track record as an attorney, leading commercial lawyer, a proven investment banker, and now he wants to turn his skills to lifting Jamaica. He is about lifting up Jamaica and Jamaicans, not himself.
Now clearly, in this day and age, some of the inner workings of the political landscape has been laid in the open. The conduct of many of our elected officials are now up for question. But the fact of the matter is, the country still needs leadership. Just like regardless of the situation, regardless of the state of the economy, not only public sector workers, but also all citizens and residents of the Jamaican island need to be compensated better. Where wages are concerned, the issues of crime and violence is still not being tackled in the way that the residents, people who actually live on the island, and even a large percentage of the security forces themselves believe that crime can be tackled. Both members of the JCF and the JDF have said that the SOEs, the whole heap of checkpoints and law enforcement sitting at checkpoints works when there is an operation at play. But because of how crime and violence is, and the fact that it can happen almost anywhere, at any time, solving crimes and making sure that there are fair opportunities for the demographic of individuals who are more likely to get involved in a life of crime and violence for whatever reason are the solutions for crime. Then the other type of crime, as I would say, just solving them and policing. And in this day and age, people are not even calling for a Jamaica without crime and violence. As many believe that it's just wishful thinking. But people are saying that the amount of crime and violence that we are seeing, the senseless crime and violence that we are seeing, that something can be done about. And the people have to realize that they play a strong role in that. I think you have some people who still believe that the government are going to find some policy or some legislation because stop crime and violence. And sometimes the government even talk as if some form of legislation or policy will do that. Like when they must say capital punishment, it's going to be the deterrent. After that, you're going to stop it. No. You have other countries where they have capital punishment and they're still seeing crime and violence. So the people have also see the role where them play on this. Them say dance a yard before you dance abroad. Means it start on the homes, then it go into the community, then district, parishes, wider Jamaica. But the mindset of the day, the people have want a Jamaica where we don't not talk about what was said on the campaign trail by a particular party. But even if you know say you cannot be outside, safe. An event or gatherings can happen in your community without people wondering too much people there, so something like happen. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Now, until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours, of course, for to live, love, and prosper. For to stay tuned.